Eala exits Qatar Open first round, loses to Tereza Valentova in Manila, Philippines. Eala's campaign at the Qatar Open quickly came to an end Monday night, Manila time. Aiming to make a deep run in her first WTA 1000 tournament this year, Eala instead found Czech teen qualifier Tereza Valentova a tough nut to crack in their round of 64 duel. The 18-year-old Valentova rallied in the opening set and knocked off Eala, 7-6, 6, 6-1, to advance to the second round against fellow Czech Karolina Muchova. Eala lost to Valentova for the second time in 4 months. The Filipino rising star absorbed a 6-1, 6-2 defeat to Valentova in the Japan Open round of 32 last October. Valentova, who had 4 aces, banked on a solid service game, coming back from a 4-2 deficit in the first set before zooming to a 5-0 start in the second. Eala gets a few days of rest before she continues her WTA Tour Middle Eastern swing back in the United Arab Emirates for the Dubai Tennis Championships, which is set from February 15 to 21. The 20-year-old Eala, the newly minted world number 40, reached the singles quarterfinal and doubles semifinal at the WTA 500 Abu Dhabi Open in the UAE less than a week ago. A crossroads in Doha, Eala's bright rise and bitter setback at the Qatar Open. Doha, Qatar, in the glittering lights of the Khalifa International Tennis and Squash Complex, on a Monday evening that promised hope and drama, Eala's 2026 Qatar TotalEnergies Open campaign came to an unexpected end. Under the desert sky, a canvas of gold and violet at dusk, the rising Filipino tennis star battled fiercely yet ultimately bowed out in the first round to Czech qualifier Tereza Valentova, losing 7-6, 6, 6-1 in a match that felt, in many ways, like a crossing point in her blossoming career. For Eala, just 20 years old but already a beacon of resilience and promise on the WTA Tour, Doha was meant to be another chapter of ascent. Fresh off a historic climb into the top 40 of the world rankings, the first woman from the Philippines to ever reach that milestone, excitement swelled around her presence in this prestigious WTA 1000 event. But tennis, as ever, is a sport of infinitesimal margins, of subtle rhythms, where momentum can slip like sand through fingers and pressure can transform into poetry or peril depending on who holds the racket at the crucial moment. An opening set full of fire. From the very first rally, it was clear this match would not be a mere formality. Eala, known for her tenacious baseline game and steely nerve, traded blows with 18-year-old Tereza Valentova, a rising Czech talent with a blend of aggression and calm beyond her years. The first set unfolded like a tightly scripted thriller. Each player held serve with purpose, finding angles, defending scrambles, and shifting gears as the pressure mounted. Eala, carrying the weight of expectation, her own and that of a cheering Filipino diaspora, clawed back from early setbacks, pushing the contest to a tiebreak that felt like a heartbeat suspended in time. Yet in the closing moments of that set, 1 point here, 1 missed return there, and Valentova edged ahead. The Czech teenager's composure in the tiebreak, especially in the moments that demanded precision over panic, made the difference. Eala's valiant fight fell just short. To the uninitiated, the scoreline might read simply 7-6, but for those who watched, that first set was more than a number. It was a testament to 2 youthful competitors refusing to yield, drawing fans into a narrative of resilience and rising ambition. The second set, momentum and fatigue. In tennis, physical toughness is inseparable from mental ferocity. After more than an hour of pulsating exchanges, the first set's tension gave way to a second that felt like a shifting of tides. Valentova, with momentum on her side and confidence blooming, began to take command. Her shots were sharper, her angles more daring. In contrast, Eala, whose schedule had been grueling in recent weeks, found her reserves taxed. Some observers noted a dip in her first serve effectiveness and a general fatigue that betrayed the cumulative toll of numerous matches in quick succession. The second set became an exercise in control for Valentova. She broke early, extended the lead, and with each game, seemed to unlock another layer of her game, sharper returns, more penetrating ground strokes, and an unmistakable sense of purpose. Before long, it was 6-1. For Eala, every point was fought, every ball chased, but the freshness that defined the first set had dissipated, replaced by the heaviness of a body and mind that had already given so much in recent bouts on tour. 2 careers, 1 court, the rising Czech and the Filipino phenomenon. To understand the layers of this loss, one must look beyond the immediate scoreline and into the trajectories of both players. Tereza Valentova, though younger, is rapidly forging an identity on the tour that blends classical Czech tennis precision with modern aggression. A former junior Grand Slam champion and someone who has already clinched titles on the ITF and WTA Challenger circuits, she carries both pedigree and promise. Her climb into the top 50 of the WTA rankings this year, and her calm under pressure against Eala in Doha, underscores her growing stature as a player capable of big moments. Eala, on the other hand, represents a different kind of narrative, one of pioneering impact. From her early days as a junior standout to making history as a top 40 WTA player, she has quickly become a symbol of possibility in Philippine sport. Her journey has not been linear, it rarely is in tennis, but it has been remarkable in its breadth: WTA finals, wins over higher-ranked players, and a fanbase that follows her not just for results but for what she embodies. Their meeting in Doha was therefore more than a match, it was a moment that connected contrasting paths, one runner sprinting toward the global tennis horizon with fresh vigor, another ascending with the weight of national pride and expectancy on each swing. Beyond Doha, what this loss means. For an athlete of Eala's caliber and spirit, one loss does not define a career, but it can be a crucible for growth. In the immediate aftermath, reactions were mixed. Some lamented the early exit, while others praised her grit in the first set and reminded fans of the bigger picture: her career-high ranking, her trailblazing presence, and the countless matches yet to unfold. It's worth noting that Eala's busy start to 2026 wasn't limited to Doha. She had played several tournaments, from the Australian Open to the Philippine Women's Open and the Abu Dhabi Open, and continued to push her boundaries week after week. This relentless schedule, while building match sharpness, also exacts a toll physically and mentally, factors that sometimes reveal themselves most starkly in tight, high-stakes matches like the one in Qatar. Moreover, this isn't the first time Eala has faced Valentova. Their previous encounter, at the Japan Women's Open, also resulted in a loss for the Filipino star, a reminder that sometimes certain opponents unlock parts of our game we have yet to fully master. The larger narrative, the heart of competition. If there's one truth that resonates from this Doha encounter, it's that sport, and tennis in particular, is not just a ledger of wins and losses. It is a narrative tapestry woven from determination, adversity, adaptation, and transformation.